What's up, guys? We're gonna brobeatz. Today I'm gonna show you guys how to make some nice melodies using trash stock sounds. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our melody. So we're at 127 BPM. It's kind of irrelevant. You can use whatever BPM you want. It's just kind of about the sound. So here's the first sound, and I tried to pick just like some bad sound. And this obviously you wouldn't use that often. This is just stock, and then you can see the presets right here. Okay, they're not super bad, but I would never ever use these besides making this video. So let's start with the bagpipe. So let's go in here. So let's skip a lot of music theory. Let's not do this whole like chord stuff. Let's see, let's start on C, and then what we can do is copy it, okay? And we're gonna go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is just a fifth. If we just go and you pull a fifth down, you can see it's the same space. And with this, well, let's pull this down an octave first so we have a little bit more room. Take this note, and then we're gonna go up 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then from here you can just kind of lay it out how you want. And then you could, if you want to do something like that, kind of like that. And then I know that this note works because this is, now we're in C minor, so we can kind of get away with this. And then our new note right here, we can go up 7 from here, and it should circle back into the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think I'm gonna roll with that. And you want this to be real simple. You don't want to overdo it with these, because sometimes when you have all these bad sounds together, it just will never work. And then maybe and we could just copy that over twice. All right, so that's our main melody, and everything else should fall in line to this to some degree. Next, we have this little bassoon. So with this, I just want to keep it real simple, because with sounds like this, you don't really know if it sounds good, right? Because you still need to add effects and stuff. So if you keep it simple, it'll kind of be a better route to getting something that sounds good. So we can just throw in this here. And I just want this to be added to the main melody. I don't want it to be completely different. I want it to kind of finish maybe like some. Maybe we can flip it down. Let's offset it. Okay, it's a little smoother to me. So let's play it. And my goal is to kind of mesh it in where this is kind of going in on the main melody, so it's not distracting. So let's go ahead and move on to our next instrument. Next up, we have a little bell here. Okay, so with this, we can start to get melodic if you want to. If you want to like keep it dark or something like that, you can, but I'm just use literally what we have here. Now I'm gonna just kind of strum these, and I'm gonna pull the velocity down, because obviously, and we're just gonna kind of pull these out. I'm gonna pull the velocity up slightly on these just so we can hear them. I'm gonna pull them over, and then maybe we can add, let's see. Okay. Right, this is just me making it unique myself, but now we're just gonna copy this whole thing under it and then pull these back so they don't overlap. Oops. All right. All right, so that is our bell. Now we can move on to our clarinet. Next up, we have a little clarinet. Okay. So let's go in here, and I'm gonna just listen and just figure out where I want to put something. I'll pull this up an octave, and then we can kind of build into this somehow. Let's go down. Let's see if we can kind of. All right, it's not bad. It's just something to make it sound a little bit different, give it a little bit of depth. So let's go ahead and do our last instrument here. Now we have our little guitar here. It's a electric finger bass. So what we're gonna do is let's first change this to have beat, and we're just gonna do the same thing we did with the bells. Let's see. Let's just finish it off by adding these on the end. And then let's copy it over. I kind of like the way this sounded. Maybe we turn it down. All right, I'm liking that. So what we need to do now is add some effects over this entire melody. So I'll just kind of load something up, see what I can come up with, and then I'll of course show you the presets, and I might provide the FLP and stuff like that as well, since this is stock related. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so here is the setup. So I'm just go through it. So pretty much I just put every instrument into a bus, and then we just put all the effects on top. So the first one here, we have reverb. Now this is the most important one. Everything else is just for fun, but this is the most important. And this is, I recommend using this, especially if you don't have third-party plugins. So here we have reverb 2. So what you want to do is pull the low cut up, okay, to make sure that those low frequencies don't make everything muddy. You can pull the decay up a little bit, but the most important thing here is you want your dry and wet about the same. This is very important, because if your wet is higher, your melody will start to sound up front, and I'll just remove all these sounds so you can see what I mean. All right, and if you have your dry up, but when they're about equal, it's kind of in the background. Right, and this meshes it well together, and you don't have to add reverb on everything. Next up we have an EQ, and it's just a bell, like a bell-shaped EQ, just to kind of round it off, so it doesn't have too many weird frequencies like in the highs or lows. So yeah, and then I just kind of copy that down here, as you can see, to double it up. Now the fun stuff is we have like all these shaper boxes. Now I use shaper box 2 because this is an older preset. And a lot of these presets here don't exist in shaper box 3, and this one is called Cool Beat 2. And the purpose of this, for those wanting to know, is to add rhythm to your melody. And for some reason, I don't know why, but when you add rhythm on top of an entire melody, it just sounds better most of the time. So that is kind of like what we're doing here. So we're converting it from a trash melody into a good melody. I'll show you without, and then with on. Right, and it's kind of like chopping it a little bit, like if you chop the sample. And we have some other ones. This is a phaser, and then this is not Cool Beat 2. This is just a pitch up. Oops. And you can use any of these, any combination you want. And then this is the opposite. This is a low, so it's halftime, but it's cut in the mid section. All right, and then we just have like this thing for characters. So if you want like it to sound super like vintage, you can. I just like the way it sounds. And I'll pull it up so you can see the presets and stuff. So this is the preset Radio Shack. All right, so those are the effects and stuff. And then of course we just got the regular presets for the master, just the regular stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and actually put down our drums. Now for our low end, I kind of muted a bunch of these sounds. Probably just leave this one. So we're gonna need a longer bass line for this. So what this would be is pretty much we will start on C, because you see all of this is pretty much the same. So we'll need to pretty much make it the same bass line this whole entire 4 bars, and then change it on the next 4 bars. So we'll start at C, of course, and then yeah, let's go. We are in C minor, so and I typically don't like the bass going up, but I feel like if we go down, it'll be too low. Yeah, so we just have to go up for this. I don't feel like transposing it. Just to kind of keep the same rhythm, and maybe we can just throw something down like that. And let's add a kick, and I'll fast forward through the kick because I'm just gonna copy it pretty much on all of these. All right, so we got our kick down. I'll let you hear that once we add our other drums. So let's go ahead and get started with our actual drums here. Now the last thing we need to do is just add some drums. If it takes too long, I will speed it up, but for now I'll just kind of just we can go with a simple pattern here. We can really just play around with some of these drums. Just make them. You know what? I'm gonna just keep that rhythm consistent like this. And then we're just gonna right click, set to next bar, and just loop all of these. Then our beat is finished. And we'll just play everything all together. And of course we could go in and mix it a little bit more, but I think this is perfectly fine. Let's play everything all together. And I am going to put some of these sounds low. Okay. Now let's play it. All right, and that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.